Hey, welcome back. Should I have started? Do I know what I'm doing? Well, he's gonna die. Didn't I heal him? I'm gonna talk today about medicine. So if you're watching, this is kind of like social anxiety. That guy who commented and was like, "You're talking about social anxiety more." Here you go. This is for you. Oh, we blocked it. I went to the doctor 3 days ago, and he increased my milligrams from 10 milligrams to 20 milligrams of escitalopram. Because when I went there, I told him, I guess the question he always asks is, well, do you feel any different? He doesn't ask that. He's like, well, how do you feel? And I'm like, I don't notice anything. So he said, well, I don't know why I felt this way, but I thought that you were, he said what did he say? Like a refractor or something? He's like, I think you're a refractor. Which means, I guess, I don't want to fight this guy. Yeah. That it's harder for me to get the serotonin release, so I need a bigger milligram dose. I haven't, I guess maybe, it's so hard to know. The thing is, he's like, well, if you haven't really noticed it, then that means it's probably okay to increase the dosage. If you haven't really noticed anything, and I have, it hasn't been obvious, like, oh, I'm happy all the time, but is that really how it's supposed to work? I do feel like, even today, maybe I don't get as depressed, things don't stick with me as much. That's the most I could say. It's not like, oh, I'm happy, or but everybody at work has been like nicer. I mean, has it always just been in my head that they've been like yelling at me and stuff? I don't think so. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I feel like self-awareness is one of my only skills that I have. Like, I know how people perceive me, and when I do something wrong, I know that they're like, oh, Anthony, can't talk to me. That's annoying, but whatever. Use the flower thing. Oh, there we go. This is gonna be interesting. Wait, what is this? This isn't the thwomp. Was that a thwomp? So what was my medicine? Sorry. The idea is, if I look back over the past couple of weeks, I'll have noticed a significant increase in enjoying things. So if I don't, then it's not working. It's still hard. When I was depressed, it did leak over into my home life, but that seems normal. Right now I'm depressed when I'm at home, but I've never... Yeah, I mean, if your job is terrible and every day your boss is unhappy with you, anybody would feel depressed, right? But so what? Does that mean I should only take the medicine when those things are happening? I don't feel like that's how the medicine works. You're supposed to take it all the time. So maybe if I'm prone to depression, come on. I'm not doing this again. Just fight this thing. What is this? Cork pedite. What? Let's do it. And so when I was depressed last year, it did leak over into when I was at home. I didn't enjoy being at home really, but now I do. But is that the medicine, or is that just because work's been fine now? A lot to think about. And the thing he said last time I was on was like, well, try not to think too much about it. Just live your life and then look back. Well, I did that. I didn't really notice anything. So he's like, okay, 20 milligrams then. So that's what we're doing now. Can you overdose on this stuff? Like, I have a whole bottle of it. Like, what if I just take all of it? Because what I'm doing now is I have 10 milligrams, but I'm just taking 2 of them. What happens if I just take all of them? I'm like, well, if 1 makes me happy, then 10 must make me really happy. Is that how drugs work? I think so. Whoops. But I wonder if you can overdose on this stuff. I don't want to fight people. I fight too many people already. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to Google it. Nope. Can you overdose on SSRI? If taken alone, an SSRI dose is rarely fatal. The typical dosage is between 20 and 80 milligrams per day. A dose as low as 520 has been associated with a lethal outcome. 520 milligrams. But there's a record of someone taking 8 grams of fluoxetine and recovering. The typical dosage is between 20 milligrams and 80? So yeah, no wonder 10 wasn't doing anything. I'm not gonna take 80, am I? I wonder what happens if you take that much. Are you just like loopy all day? Like, ooh, look at it, everything's so happy all the time. I got so much serotonin. Is that how it works? It doesn't seem like it works like a regular drug where it like releases serotonin. It like makes your receptors more receptive to the serotonin that's already there. So like I think that's how it works. Like your body isn't, there's those neurotransmitters that are like, they're just not receiving the serotonin, and then the medicine opens it up so that they can receive it, but it doesn't release more, which is what drugs do, I guess. Like when you take heroin, it like actually releases dopamine or serotonin or whatever. What's the difference between those? But that's why the SSRI is safer, because it's like doesn't do that. I have no idea. I just Wikipedia'd it like once, and that's what the hypothesis or whatever that I came up with. I don't want to fight these guys. Oops. I never do anything with the frog coins. Whatever. Anything else about the medicine? Like this guy tried to talk to me at church and I didn't say anything and felt bad. Okay, well that's an example of the medicine not working. Like it's still not really helping. This guy at church tried to talk to me. I mean, he did talk at me because I didn't talk back. And is this gonna be a thing? I'm gonna say first. One of those is a star. I'm almost level 20 already. Is this a star? Nope. Is this a star? Nope. That might be a boss. I'm not ready. Okay, let's do this. This is probably a boss. What was the note? Do I have time? 7 o'clock. I have 4 minutes. The medicine doesn't help me with feeling not bad when maybe it did. I mean, I didn't really think about it, and I thought about it when it happened, and then I didn't think about it after. But that's bad. I mean, I made that guy feel weird. There's this thing that happens at church where people come up and talk to you. They're like, okay, greet your neighbors and stuff for like 3 minutes. And I always just sit there and people come up to me and try to talk to me. And this last week, this guy came up to me and was like, I bought this microscope for Christmas or something, and been looking at pennies, and I didn't say anything. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like an electric microscope, and you can look at stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I want to talk to you about that, but I don't know what am I gonna say about your pennies. I don't know. And then it's like 1 minute, and then he's gone, and then I'm sorry. And I felt bad about that. Oh, that wasn't good. Is there a Czar Dragon? Is this the Czar? No, this is Strumpet. I don't know. It doesn't say this is a boss. Did I talk about only yesterday? I feel like I did. I don't feel like I did a good job talking about it, but I really liked it. The movie. Do it. I feel like this has got a burn in. That's 0. Okay. I just made him mad. Maybe I do have to do this snowy thing. But trees like snow. I guess they don't. What does Star Rain do? I don't want to do that. I don't know how to rotate the control pad, but I'm trying. Oh, okay. That was good. I have 2 minutes left. I could talk about that one note that I mentioned the first day, but I thought it was stupid and I don't want to talk about it. I started investing more money today in the stock market. So I did finally invest. I invested $100 in the PSQ. That's the QQQ short stock. Because it's still going up. Remember when I talked about it, how long ago was that? Like 3 months, and it was like at 300. And what is it at now? It's still going up, and I'm like, it's got to drop. It's at 326, and it went up today. It went up $3 today. So I'm gonna keep putting money in the. I guess it's kind of like a hedge. That's what you do when you invest, right? You hedge. So like you put a bunch of money in a mutual fund, like an S&P or whatever index stock, and you just keep it there. And then I guess what you do to hedge is you, once in a while, you put money in these short stocks, and like if everything crashes, then you lose your money in the S&P stocks, but you get a little bit more back in the hedge stocks, and then you sell those, and then you can reinvest that into the S&P while it's low, and then when it grows, you'll get more money. I think that's how you do it. I think eventually I do want to put like $1,000 in the PSQ. It's so low, it's at $13 right now. My thought is that within the next 2 years, I don't know, I don't really see I guess some people are like, well, they're just saying what I'm saying because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm like, oh, the stock market's gonna crash. But most of the smart people are like, well, it's kind of fine right now. Don't worry too much about it. But I'm like, in the next 2 years, 2 years from now, remind me, what's today? So January 18th? What's today? I gotta stop. January 21st. Ugh. 2023. I will predict, what is the QQQ at? Because that's, the QQQ is super tech. It's even more tech than the NASDAQ. So the QQQ is at 326. I will predict, well, I have to predict a percentage because it might keep growing. Do I think it'll get down to 300 again in the next 2 years? Like it'll grow up all the way up to 400 and 450 and then it'll drop to 300. I don't know. Maybe I'll say a 30% drop. How much is 30% of 400? $120. Well, that's big. 30%. Maybe 25%. I guess I'll hedge and I'll say 20. What's 20? So it'll get above 400 within the next 2 years, and it'll drop at least 20% within the next 2 years. And if it does, then I'll make 20% of $1,000. I'll make $200. I don't know. That's not really how it works, but maybe I should put in more money. Maybe I should put in $10,000. What? Then I'll make $2,000. I'll be safe, but I think it's gonna drop. So then, well, I guess I'm saying if I buy the PSQ now, I guess I'm saying I'm expecting it to drop below what it is right now, which is 326. But that's not really true because I'm going to keep putting more money into it later. So I'm going to wait. I think by the time it hits 400, I'm going to put $1,000 in. Maybe if it keeps going higher, I'll put more in. But we'll see where we are a year from now. And that wasn't even all my stock notes. Maybe I'll start tomorrow on another stock note. It was just about how I'm planning on investing the $6,000 Roth IRA contribution, but is that boring enough for you? I thought it's pretty fun. It's like, oh, I got $6,000, and how am I going to put it in? I don't know. I don't have fun doing anything, so anytime I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting, I got to stick with it. So, see you tomorrow. Bye.